There has been an interesting angle involving Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan. I've been a critic of Liv Morgan. I think she's overrated. However, she has been doing an excellent job with the character work in this angle. I almost regret things that I've said about her, but I don't. Rhea Ripley had this whole thing with Dom Mysterio. It's kind of like a relationship, but honestly, it didn't look like a relationship.
Yeah.
It just looked like they were like really good friends that flirted.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as it went, okay? Liv is taking it to a whole new level with her interactions with Mysterio, going as far to get pretty raunchy, doing some awkward, very sexual things with Dom.
It's pretty explicit for a PG show, right?
It's pretty explicit for a PG show, yeah.
You got some dry humping, you got some crotch diving.
It's raunchy for PG television. It brings some attitude back to wrestling.
It does.
It reminds me, but it not in a bad way, because in the Attitude Era there was raunchiness. It heavily sexualized the women, and granted, Liv's sex appeal is utilized in wrestling. She does capitalize on it, but Liv is also a decent wrestler. She's not as good as people think she is, but she's a decent wrestler. She can put on a good match. And so this whole thing is basically setting up for a feud between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So Monday, Rhea came back. She's upset with Dom. And so I have a hard time buying Rhea's jealousy and anger. Why would she be upset? Because Dom's, getting some attention from Liv. Aside from the fact that Rhea probably knows that Liv is doing it just to get at her. That part I can buy.
Right.
I can't buy that Dom and Rhea were a couple. I just can't buy that angle. I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel comfortable doing romance stuff or whatever. But Liv certainly feels comfortable doing it. And it's been good. You're throwing in Dom in with Liv. Their reactions, their mannerisms, Dom acting ambivalent about the whole thing. He likes it, but he doesn't. All of it is great so far. I look forward to seeing this story continue, this angle continue. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know how it's going to affect the Judgment Day. The scene on Monday where Liv was helping him stretch his leg and was all up in his business with it. And then the Judgment Day walks in on it. It was hilarious.
Yep.
It was good entertainment. It's honestly my second favorite thing going on Raw. My first favorite thing is the Wyatt Six. And if you're not with me on that, you're against me on that. I'm going to stress that. I stand firm on that. So the number one best thing on Raw right now is the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
Number one main reason to watch it.
Yep.
Number two, Liv Morgan and Dom.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so what I really like is the depth of this story, okay, and also what this could bring. If you just jump into this, it may come off that Liv is just playing the psychotic stalker girl, right? But it's a lot deeper than that. She's doing all of this just to get at Rhea because she said early on, my goal is to take everything away from you.
Yeah.
And she sees Dom as the biggest thing to take away from her. So now look at everything she's done over the last few weeks, okay? She bought gifts for him. She got JD and Finn a tag team match where she manipulated R-Truth and caused R-Truth and Miz to lose the titles to the Judgment Day. And all the while, Damian Priest doesn't like what's going on. He's Team Rhea, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what you're seeing is a division in the Judgment Day that she is causing. So what could this bring in the future? Could we have two Judgment Days, Team Rhea and Team Liv?
That would be interesting.
So... JD and Finn would be on Team Liv because they got the tag team titles because of her. Yeah. And Carlito would probably join them too because he thinks it's cool.
Yeah, he thinks it's cool.
And then, of course, Damian would be on Rhea's side. And then you've got Mysterio caught in the middle. So you've got this situation where you can make the argument that in this very short amount of time, Liv has provided more for the Judgment Day than Rhea has.
You can, as far as helping out her peers.
Right. There's a lot of depth to this.
There was some parts of it that I got worried about, especially on Monday when she was doing the leg thing and going back and forth with the motions and everything.
Yeah.
I watched wrestling with my dad. Oh my God, what are they going to do? I was about to expect full-on rated R superstar Edge and Lita in the bed in the middle of the ring. It was getting that far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting worried Like, should I change the channel? Like, what's going on here? And then they stopped, and I was like, okay. I do worry about the product getting too raunchy, especially when they go to Netflix.
Well, I believe that this story is ushering in the Netflix era, if you want to call it that. This has by far been the most non-PG part of the show.
They're no longer caring.
Right, yeah.
USA can air it if they want to. You know, we're putting it on.
Right.
You know, they just don't care anymore.
Right.
They don't worry. They're not worried about advertisers, whatever. We're going to Netflix.
Yeah.
So they're just doing it. But it's also been good.
Yeah.
It's not bringing back the Attitude Era with all the like bad stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that was just
Liv has not shown any more skin than she normally does.
right.
If this was the Attitude Era, she'd have been like bra and panties already.
Yeah, yeah. And wrestling in the mud with some other woman, you know.
Yeah.
That we don't need to go back to that.
Right.
If anything, Liv, like I said, Liv's character work has been great.
This has definitely elevated her.